Apparently it's on. Yeah, you can just open it. So that's what happens. I called Kim Van Ness about it, who supplies these, and he said it's when the motor inside fails when it gets old. First it'll do the opposite. You'll use it and it'll go blue, but it'll just stay floppy. And you can do it like 2 or 3 times, and eventually it might engage. And then when it gets even worse, it just does that. So that's like the late stages. Right. So this is their key fob, so we can match that to the new door. Take the handle off. I have to cut that. Too much on. Jesus. Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Handle's the wrong way around, does that matter?
Maybe that's what yeah. Alright, so now we come to the back of the door. Take this off. Wedge something in here. Turn the light on. Yeah, perfect. Your foot. Put these back in so that I keep them in the same place. And now this comes off. We don't need the flat one. Some of the screws are flat, some of the screws are Phillips, so just whatever screws are in there. You never know what you're gonna find. This time they're all Phillips. So now if you hold that, because that could fall off, because when I pull this out, that's what's holding it on right now. Now that should just lift off. That's it. We gotta unhook the battery right there. First. Can you hold that because I need 2 hands to do the battery? Yeah. That's the bung one. New one. Yeah, these things they keep failing because they're old. The motors keep going. Right. So this goes through. This is the fiddly part. Goes through here. Just put it down for a minute. There we go. Yep, and that feeds through, and that sits on that. Okay, that's on. Then you got to hook up the battery. That's the sound we wanted to hear. It's good. All right. So now that stays there. This goes back on. Always gotta try and figure out which way this goes. I often put it on upside down. But that looks right. That should be on there now. Yeah. So you just tighten it up. Thanks. This goes back on. And I always got to remember when I do this to put this back on the inside. Quite often I do it. I got it that way and I got to take it back apart again. Just little shit that you got to do twice. Oh, wait a minute. Fucking did it. I knew it. I put it on upside down and it's covered the hole.
It's alright, it's on camera.
Yeah, exactly. I always put it on upside down. I couldn't figure out why it mattered. Now I remember. Because this end's longer, this end's shorter. Yeah, I usually have to do everything twice.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. We do.
Yeah. Like that when I build shelves and shit too. So build them upside down, take them off, redo it.
And you're either one piece short or you've got three pieces too many.
Yeah, so you got to make sure that hole is
Okay.
exposed. Because that's what screws that back. And that ideally fits in there. Just sits there. And there's a little slot right there. See that little groove?
Yeah.
And that is for the wire. If you can get it to or you can just close it in there like that. Ah, fuck. See? The handle flopped down. So did it again. So you got to turn that. There it goes. All right. So you gotta make, because when you hold it, the handle just droops.
Yeah.
So you gotta do that. Short screw goes on the bottom. Long screw goes on the top. So that works. That's good. At least we can get out.
Good.
Now we just got to make sure someone can get in. Right. So now this is a.
Open the ranch slider on the deck just in case that fails and you can't get back out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, we're good. We can get out. All right. So now this lock doesn't belong to anywhere, so we got to program it now to Villa 3.
Okay.
So this card goes with my computer for the residence.
So I've got one of those as well.
Yeah,
for
you
mine.
got one of these, and that's if you did it for the letting pool, you would use your card. This one doesn't have a key. That one we took out did.
Mm.
It's easier with the key, but unfortunately it doesn't have one, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver. It's much easier having someone hold the door. All right. So where's the handle? So the first thing we do, okay, that's in the security position. So we put it we'll do that last actually. So that little notch right there is what you turn. So if you turn that up like that, now you can open it. Should be able to open it manually. Yeah. So if someone gets locked out, or loses all their keys or something, or the batteries die and you can't get in, you just take the front off and you just turn that up, and you can just let anyone in at any time manually. So that's the manual zone. So we're gonna put it in that position and hold that. It should go purple. Yep. And then we move it down. Flat somehow. And it should go blue. Awesome. Right. So now, at the moment, this door is on my system, but it's not, doesn't belong to any villa. So whichever key fob you use, so if I used mine from next door and did this now, the next one that you use to open it will program the door to that. So if I wanted this to be Villa 2, I just use Villa 2 key. So I'm using Villa 3's key, and now this will be Villa 3. So now every other key that's programmed for Villa 3 will work.
Okay.
The first time I did this, I used the master to program it, and then everybody's key opened it.
Yeah.
So then Kim told me that you have to use the one. So this is all done. All we got to do now is put the front back on. Make sure it works. Good to go.
Done.
All right. So, not upside down. That's tight. It's looking super dry. If you go too tight, then it makes the handle quite stiff.
Mm.
So I just loosen it back a little bit. Pops back up. Done. That's that one done.
Moment of truth.
Yeah. So the only other thing that we would do